Could this partnership with Mercedes be the breakthrough Alpine needs in Formula One? Starting in 2026, Alpine will shift from the traditional Renault engines to Mercedes power units and gearboxes. Why would a team known for engineering independence make this change? And how could it transform their future? In Formula One, every team is constantly looking for ways to gain an edge. Alpine, with its deep roots in Renault's engineering expertise, has always been proud of its status as a works team, meaning it produces its own power units and gearboxes. But now, with the new era of F1 regulations set to kick in by 2026, the team has decided to take a different route. Instead of producing engines and gearboxes in-house, Alpine will become a customer of Mercedes, securing access to their power units and gearboxes, the very technology that's driven Mercedes' dominance in Formula One for years. For Alpine, this isn't a decision taken lightly. Moving away from Renault's power units means stepping away from decades of tradition and shifting towards a model where they'll rely on outside supplier, in this case, Mercedes. This move may sound surprising, especially for fans who associated Alpine and Renault with a legacy of building and racing with their engines. So why would they make this choice now? The answer lies in Alpine's strategic transformation within Formula One. Alpine's recent performance has been inconsistent, with the team often struggling to keep up with rivals who benefit from more powerful and reliable engines. Renault's power units, while respectable, have had their share of reliability issues over the years. These challenges have impacted Alpine's competitiveness, and in a sport where milliseconds count, even the slightest engine glitch can be the difference between a podium finish and an early retirement. With Mercedes' proven track record in engine performance, Alpine sees an opportunity to improve their reliability and performance, possibly narrowing the gap with the frontrunners. In addition, Renault, Alpine's parent company, is going through its own restructuring. Renault has been working on redefining its role in F1, choosing to focus on Alpine as its flagship brand in the sport while stepping back from the demands of power unit development. This change aligns with Alpine's shift in direction, focusing on race performance rather than engine production. By closing down Renault's engine development program at their facility in Viry-Châtillon, France, Alpine can redirect resources towards other aspects of car performance, allowing them to focus on building a chassis that maximizes the advantages of the Mercedes power unit. To put this into context, it's important to look at Mercedes' track record. Since 2014, Mercedes has been a powerhouse in Formula One, particularly in the hybrid era, with their engines known for delivering both power and reliability. Mercedes engines have powered not only their own dominant cars but also several customer teams like McLaren, Aston Martin, and Williams, which all benefit from the reliability and performance of Mercedes' engineering. In comparison, Renault's engine have lagged behind in terms of both reliability and raw power, which has often put Alpine at a disadvantage on the track. So by securing a partnership with Mercedes, Alpine gains access to one of the most reliable and powerful power units in the sport, which could significantly improve their race day performance. Alpine's shift isn't limited to engines. It also includes Mercedes gearboxes, an essential element in F1 performance. Integrating a new power unit and gearbox means Alpine's car design will need significant adjustments. But how challenging is it to blend components from different manufacturers seamlessly? Much like fitting a new engine in a high-performance car, Alpine's engineers must adapt the chassis and aerodynamics to harmonize with Mercedes' technology, balancing weight distribution and airflow. While this level of integration is complex, it brings advantages. Mercedes' gearbox offers seamless shifting and efficient transmission, factors that might seem minor but can make a critical difference in a sport where milliseconds count. Ultimately, these changes could strengthen Alpine's competitiveness on the grid. One of the key reasons Mercedes engines are so desirable is their consistent performance under pressure. Unlike some misconceptions that attribute Mercedes' success only to vast resources, their engines are the result of years of innovation, precision, and expertise in hybrid technology. Since the hybrid era began, Mercedes has not only produced powerful engines, but also engines that are highly adaptable to various F1 regulations, which change frequently. For example, while Ferrari and Honda have produced competitive engines, they've had their fair share of challenges in balancing power with reliability, which Mercedes has generally managed better. However, this move comes with a few risks. By becoming a customer team, Alpine will no longer have full control over their engine's development, as they would if they produced it themselves. Mercedes as a factory team will naturally prioritize their own cars, and there is always the possibility that Alpine may not receive the latest technical upgrades or modifications. Essentially, they'll have to work within Mercedes' parameters, relying on their partner for upgrades and potential fixes rather than having the autonomy they once enjoyed. This could limit Alpine's ability to innovate with its powertrain, something they would have had more control over if they had continued using in-house engines. Yet, Alpine's leadership believes that the benefits outweigh these potential drawbacks. Figures like Laurent Rossi, Alpine's CEO, have been instrumental in making this decision, focusing on a long-term vision that aligns with F1's 2026 regulations, which will bring sweeping changes to power unit design. These new rules will increase the emphasis on hybrid technology and sustainability, mandating 100% sustainable fuels and integrating more advanced electrical components in the powertrain. Mercedes, with its proven expertise in hybrid engines, offers Alpine a solid partner to navigate this shift. One crucial question is how Alpine's partnership with Mercedes will influence its competitiveness on the grid. By 2026, Alpine won't just be up against other Mercedes-powered teams like Aston Martin and McLaren, but also rivals like Ferrari and Red Bull, who have the advantage of in-house power units. So, could this switch help Alpine narrow the gap with these mid to top-tier teams? While the Mercedes engine might give Alpine a boost, they'll still face fierce competition from teams with complete control over their car designs, like Red Bull. However, against other Mercedes-powered teams like Aston Martin and Williams, Alpine could see a notable competitive edge. Success will largely depend on how efficiently Alpine integrates the Mercedes components and optimizes the remaining car design for maximum synergy with the new powertrain. One interesting aspect of this decision is its potential impact on F1's competitive landscape. Adding another team to the list of Mercedes-powered cars could increase pressure on rival engine suppliers, like Ferrari and Red Bull, to develop more advanced and reliable power units to keep pace. While some might worry that an increase in Mercedes-powered teams could lead to less diversity among engine suppliers, the reality is that Formula One is always evolving, and teams will continue to innovate, whether they're using factory or customer engines. This trend might also encourage other teams to consider partnerships with established engine suppliers, leading to a shift in how teams approach their own engine strategies in the future. There are also considerable logistical and financial challenges involved in this switch. Alpine will need to ensure they can cover the cost of the Mercedes-powered units and gearbox, which isn't a small expense. They'll have to balance these costs within the constraints of F1's budget cap, potentially limiting spending in other areas such as aerodynamic development or driver training. However, Mercedes may offer technical support to help Alpine integrate the new components, smoothing the transition process. If managed well, Alpine could maintain a competitive edge while staying within budget, but it will require careful planning and resource allocation. Alpine has already mapped out its strategy for the upcoming seasons, while the official switch to Mercedes power units will happen in 2026. Could they start preparing sooner to gain an edge? Likely, preliminary testing and simulations could begin as early as late 2025, allowing Alpine to identify potential challenges and adapt their car design to new components well in advance. However, with F1's strict testing regulations, how will Alpine manage thorough testing? They'll need to depend on simulations, wind tunnel tests, and regulated track tests to ensure they're fully prepared for the transition. Additionally, 2026 will bring new regulatory changes, requiring all teams to incorporate sustainable fuels and advanced hybrid systems. These shifts mean Alpine must adapt their power units to align with F1's new environmental standards, shaping their preparation strategy even further. Mercedes' expertise in hybrid technology and sustainable power solutions gives Alpine a partner with a proven track record in the field, which could help them stay competitive under the new regulations. While the transition to Mercedes power units is a significant change, it aligns with Alpine's long-term goals of competitiveness and adaptability under the F1's evolving environmental standards. In conclusion, Alpine's decision to partner with Mercedes represents a significant shift in their strategy. Moving away from in-house engine production allows them to focus resources on other critical areas, potentially boosting their competitiveness on the F1 grid. By 2026, Alpine aims to integrate seamlessly with Mercedes power units and gearboxes, hoping this partnership will elevate them in Formula One's pecking order. This shift aligns with Alpine's broader strategy of optimizing resources, refocusing from producing engines to enhancing their overall race performance. Although there are potential downsides, such as reliance on a competitor for critical technology, the team believes the move aligns with their goals of reaching the top. Curious to see how Alpine's journey unfolds? Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for updates on this story and more F1 insights. Leave a comment on how you think Alpine will perform with Mercedes power. And let's keep the discussion going.